sort of lead. Only 2 stalkers on the map right now for Sen. A lot of photon cannons though. Drawing in those roaches, doing a good job of poking at those roaches, making them come to the front. Roaches are going to pull back now. It's going to be Sheth's game now, so he's going to have a little bit of an economic advantage. Checking again, probe count for Sen has not backed off. Basically, as you can see, it's almost dead even there. But Sen's now been able to just take a little bit of advantage. No real losses other than the roaches that he wanted to lose there. Obviously, Sen losing a lot more in that transaction is in terms of just buildings and units, probes specifically. So 3 more gateways going down on the high ground for Sen. He's going to be on 6 gates, we can see there. Pretty much just gateways, no tier 2 tech. As I say that, there goes the robotics, and there goes the 4th gateway in production. So that makes 7 gateways. 8 gateways maybe? No, that one's selected. So 8 gate there. There we go. 7 gateways and 1 robotics. Sen not doing too bad, although Sheth has taken this opportunity to get his 2nd expansion going, 4th hatchery out on the map. So pretty solid little production facility he will have, as we saw in the last game with Sheth there. He will be able to reproduce armies very, very rapidly, as the Protoss doesn't... he will have quite a few gateways, but not be able to produce like that. Sen is going to be forced to scout that out. He will walk past and does see the hatchery on the high ground there. Let's take a look, as the first thing coming out is an observer. So yeah, Sen wanting to make sure that he does have a little bit of intelligence on the map. Gateway is now in pretty much full production. 1 gateway needs to be converted into a warp gate here for Sen, but he'll do that pretty shortly, I'm sure. Let's take a look. No queen at this hatchery, but it looks like a queen has been spewing around, or he's just moving a queen right now. So I'm sure another one will be coming up. As Hydralisk Den, as you can see, is just finishing right now for Sheth. He's going to be able to start producing Hydralisk Roach, as all of his overlords rally there at the Evo Chambers. +1/+1 for Roaches and Hydralisk coming out for Sheth, sorry. Observer going to walk into the Spore Crawler, not going to get much other than the front of the base that he already is aware of. Nexus going down for Sen, so he's going to try to keep pace, falling obviously a little bit behind there, but wanting to make sure he doesn't fall too far behind in the macro game. So Sen's going to get his 2nd base started up on the high ground. A couple of mortals coming out right now, as I don't think he threw down robotics. No, I don't see a robotics base specifically. So more observers coming out. Sen doing a good job at just trying to keep up with his macro. Gold expansion for Sheth being taken right now. So going on to his 3rd base, being very forward with that 5 hatchery. And it hasn't been scouted yet. The observer flies through the center here from Sen. Looks like Roach is going to push through the middle. And he's going to split? No. I thought that would be an interesting split there. Cannons on the high ground to challenge any roaches, but there's a huge amount of roaches up there. Not finished yet. Lots of stalkers, lots of single immortal, but good force fields actually going to separate some of the roaches here. Cut off 2 of them from running away. So he will lose 2 roaches and poking up there. Does learn that there are cannons on that high ground, so my computer again is slowing down the game. I'm sorry, guys. And there we go. So should even out. Sorry, as we move around too fast there. As looks like the game is getting pretty macro intensive. Checking out the resource count. Yeah, wow. Sheth has almost a 50 food lead here. Sen doing a great job. Both players, you can see, keeping their money extremely low on 2 or 3 base. Each of them on 3 base now. 4th base just finishing for Sheth. So it's going to be really interesting to see if he can hold this, as the observer is kind of just scouting everything out. Going to be pushing into the middle. I think he's getting prepared to start attacking, obviously, pretty shortly. Sen's taking the northern watchtower, wants to get a look at everything. Does Sen know about this space? He does now, yeah. He just seen that the gold expansion was taken there, so, and that it is fully saturated. So Sheth has a huge lead in terms of his resources now. Let's check that out, actually. Oh, income, sorry. Wow, so set only a 7 worker lead, but you can see it's almost a 500 mineral difference there, so quite a bit with that gold expansion in play. Looks like a little bit of a crossing of forces here as they do move in there. Both players moving around, forced to kind of navigate around the force fields, creating a pretty good little trench here. Sheth not backing off there. He goes, he is going to back off there as he was pushing up that ramp a little bit. But really good force field play from Sen, doing a good job of siphoning off those roaches and Hydralisks, not letting them push too far. Spire tech finish for Sheth, as well as 2 weapons and attack underway for the Zerg army. Zerg round ranged army, I should say. 6 Corruptors in production. He did see the Immortals. No Colossus just yet. Robotics Bay actually still being produced. More gateways being added by Sen. He does need to keep up with production. Getting a lot of money there. Sheth is actually supply blocked, or will be actually at resource cap here in just a second, so he is going to wall off there as we do go at it again. Same kind of play, using those force fields to channel out the army here. Quite a few units do scoot around. No burrow, micro, or anything like that. The ball from Sheth is pushing forwards. Sen doing a great job. He does have a pretty good concave on the high ground there. But there is units on the low ground doing some damage to the base there, but not able to break it. They do blink forwards. You can see as Sheth is really able to reinforce 30 roaches in production. Pretty much as soon as they fall, they are being reinforced. You can see the army, the resource count from Sheth is pretty much unchanged. Quite a bit of losses here for Sen. I don't know if he realizes the follow-up is coming. He must. There's a 60 food difference as those roaches are being produced. 21 roaches right now. I'm going to push off some of the overlords here as they were kind of taking the high ground vision. But that's pretty much it for the army of Sheth. As here comes into the middle the reinforced army of Sheth. He is going to push in and try to reclaim the high ground again. Going to be really losing one Immortal. I was going to say, need to keep those Immortals alive versus this pure Roach army. Hydralisks just coming out now. 2 Colossus out, no range. They do have +2 weapons, but not enough to be able to break these Roaches, I don't think. As the Roaches are really pushing in here, being reinforced again through the middle. 105 to 66 Sheth's army reinforcements are just too much. As he is really pushing in here. Army counts for both sides really dwindling down, with Sen definitely on the ropes here. He did lose the ramp. That means his bases are cut up. It means obviously Sheth can cut up between at any time. Corruptors are out, so if any, obviously if any Colossus do come out from these 2 robotics that are chrono boosted, they will have a hard time. Probes being used is a really good wall there, actually allowing these Immortals to do significant damage. You can see 3 kills on this Immortal. Not really focusing fire. Now it's hitting roaches. 4 kills before it dies. But just more units streaming in for Sheth, and there's a good game from Sen. So Sheth will take the first game of this best of 3 going into that, and obviously Sen going to be picking the map and just trying to see what he can do. Really good wall at the front, but just not able to contain Sheth the way he needed to. So we'll save this and we'll go right back into the next game in just a sec.